A man does not lose himself all at once. He loses himself the moment he starts excusing disrespect. Men in love often convince themselves that small betrayals are harmless. They laugh them off. They call them quirks. But as the Stoics taught, what you accept without resistance becomes your habit, and your habits become your fate. Each time you excuse disrespect, you trade away a piece of your dignity, and when dignity is gone, the man you once were no longer exists. This is Stoic Reflections, where we use timeless wisdom to face modern struggles. And today, I want to show you 10 clear signs. Not quirks, not mistakes, but warnings that demand your attention. Because ignoring them won't just damage your relationship, it will erode your peace, your discipline, and your self-respect. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. A Stoic man does not cling to chaos and call it love. He chooses reason over illusion, strength over weakness, and peace over drama. So before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Stoic Reflections and share where you're watching from in the comments, because men everywhere face these same struggles. Now let's begin, because the very first behavior may appear harmless fun, but in truth, it is the seed of betrayal. 1. If she flirts with other men. If she still flirts with other men while she's supposed to be with you, that's not just harmless fun, it's a boundary test. A woman who is truly invested in you doesn't scatter her energy around like confetti. She pours it into the man she respects. When she flirts openly, whether it's with a waiter, a co-worker, or some random guy passing by, she's sending a message loud and clear. You're not enough to hold her focus. And the moment you accept it, you're giving her silent permission to disrespect you again and again. A man who tolerates this behavior sets himself up for betrayal. Maybe it won't happen today or tomorrow, but the door is already wide open. Flirting is rarely innocent. It's a rehearsal for the next opportunity. As the Stoics taught, what you allow, you encourage. Don't sugarcoat it as just her personality or brush it off as playful. That small crack in the foundation of trust always spreads into something much bigger. If she needs the validation of other men just to feel alive, you're not her choice, you're her placeholder. You'll waste precious time and energy competing with an invisible crowd she invites into your relationship. That's not love. That's insecurity wearing lipstick. Respect is the cornerstone of intimacy. When a woman chooses to flirt right in front of you, she's declaring that her ego boost matters more than your dignity. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. You cannot control her choices, but you can control your response. Walk away with calm strength, or stay and watch your confidence dissolve piece by piece. And if you choose to stay, know this: you're signing up for a lifetime of doubt, jealousy, and silent pain you never deserve. 2. If she guards her phone like a secret. Pay attention to how she treats her phone around you. If every time you reach for it, her body stiffens, her voice sharpens, or she suddenly snatches it away, that's not just about privacy, that's secrecy. And secrecy is the enemy of trust. In a healthy relationship, two people don't need to live under constant surveillance, but there is a natural openness. If she acts like her phone is a vault you're never allowed to see, the question you need to ask is simple. What is she hiding? Messages, conversations, or perhaps something deeper, the absence of respect for you. Think about it. Every night you lay your head next to hers, trusting her with your peace, your future, and your very life. If she can't even trust you with something as small as a text message, How can she be trusted with your heart? Epictetus said, "If someone betrays you once, it is his fault. If he betrays you twice, it is your fault." If she shows you secrecy, take it seriously. The little things reveal the bigger picture. Don't be fooled by the excuse of, "Everyone deserves privacy." Privacy is one thing, but when she becomes defensive or evasive the moment her phone comes up, that's not privacy, that's a wall. And walls in relationships aren't built to protect love. They are built to hide lies. You cannot build intimacy on suspicion. If her phone feels like a locked safe you're never supposed to touch, you're not in a relationship. You're in the waiting room of betrayal. And the longer you stay, the more you'll pay. Not just in trust, but in peace, in dignity, and in confidence. 3. If she refuses to define the relationship. Watch what happens when it comes time to define the relationship. If months have gone by and she still dodges the question, refuses to call you her boyfriend, or avoids introducing you properly to others, that's not an oversight. That's a choice. And the choice is to keep you in limbo. Close enough to benefit from your time and attention, but never close enough to commit. This is where many men trip themselves up. They tell themselves she just needs more time, or maybe she's afraid of labels. But here's the truth. If a woman truly wants you, she will not hesitate to claim you. Commitment phobia is rarely about needing space. It's about keeping options open. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining." The Stoic man endures what is natural, but he does not endure chains of disrespect. If she hides you from the world, she is showing you that she does not see you as permanent. She sees you as convenient. Relationships are built on clarity. If she withholds that clarity, it's because she doesn't value you enough to offer it. Don't fool yourself into thinking patience will change her mind. If after 3 months she still refuses to define you, then she already has. You are not her partner, you are her placeholder. A man who knows his worth does not wait for breadcrumbs of recognition. He doesn't beg to be claimed. Seneca reminded us, "If you would be loved, love yourself." And self-love means refusing to accept half-hearted commitment. If she can't proudly say you're her man, then she's silently telling you you're not hers either. That is not love, that is stalling. And the longer you tolerate it, the deeper you sink into the role of a temporary option in someone else's life. 4. If she shows no genuine care, pay close attention to how much she actually cares about you. Real care doesn't have to be dramatic. It reveals itself in the small, consistent ways she treats you. When a woman truly values a man, nurturing him comes naturally. She checks in. She notices when something feels off. She supports him in quiet but steady ways. But if she never asks how you're doing, never shows interest in your struggles, and never lifts a finger unless there's something in it for her, then you're not in a relationship. You're in a transaction. And here's the danger. The longer you invest in someone like this, the more you drain yourself trying to win affection that simply isn't there. A woman who only takes but never gives is not building a bond. She's consuming your energy, your time, and maybe even your resources, while giving nothing of her soul in return. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." A Stoic man recognizes when the scales are unbalanced. He does not cling to an empty shell, hoping that effort will create love. He sees clearly, and he acts with discipline. If every interaction leaves you feeling empty, it is not because you are asking for too much. It is because she is giving too little. Respect and care are not luxuries in a relationship. They are its foundation. If she does not care for you, it's not because she forgot or because she's too busy. It's because you are not her priority. And the sooner you accept that truth, the sooner you can walk away. Not in anger, but with dignity intact. 5. If she doesn't keep her word, Pay attention to whether she keeps her word. It may sound simple, but it is one of the clearest reflections of her character. When someone says they will do something and actually follows through, it shows respect, reliability, and integrity. When she constantly makes promises but never delivers, that's not forgetfulness, it's disregard. Words are the building blocks of trust. Every "I'll call you," every "I'll be there," every "I'll take care of it" is a small contract. And when she breaks those contracts again and again, she is telling you one thing: your time and your trust do not matter. If she cannot honor the little commitments, what makes you think she will honor the big ones? A relationship without accountability quickly becomes a breeding ground for resentment. You'll find yourself lowering your expectations, making excuses for her, and convincing yourself it isn't a big deal. But it is, because every broken promise chips away at respect. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." A Stoic man knows that words must align with action. If her words mean nothing, then her love means nothing. Respect isn't just about how she speaks when things are good. It's about whether her actions match her words when it counts. A woman who truly values you will guard her credibility with you, because she knows consistency is the foundation of trust. Broken promises are not accidents, they are patterns, and patterns reveal priorities. If she doesn't keep her word, she doesn't respect you, and if she doesn't respect you, she cannot truly love you. 6. If you're never a priority. Notice where you rank in her life. Everyone gets busy: work, family, obligations. But when a woman truly values you, she will create space for you no matter how crowded her schedule looks. If weeks go by and you're always the one waiting, always the one adjusting, always the one trying to squeeze into the leftover corners of her time, then you are not her priority. This is one of the most painful truths men ignore. You tell yourself she's overwhelmed, she's stressed, or that things will improve. But if you are always competing with her phone, her friends, or her distractions, then the answer is already clear. You don't matter enough in her world. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are constantly filled with waiting, chasing, and hoping she will choose you, then your soul is being dyed in weakness. A Stoic man refuses to be painted in the colors of neglect. People make time for what they care about, period. A woman who loves you doesn't need reminders to show up. She wants to see you, hear you, and be near you. Even in chaos, she will fight to keep you close. If she doesn't, you're not her man, you're her convenience. And no man of value should accept being treated like an option. Don't confuse excuses for effort. If she doesn't prioritize you, it's not because she's too busy. It's because she has chosen to put you last. And the Stoic man knows this truth. To accept being someone's backup plan is not love. It is slow destruction. 7. If she lives by double standards. Watch for double standards. They are one of the clearest signs of imbalance in a relationship. If she feels free to do things that she condemns you for, that's not love, it's control. Maybe she goes out whenever she wants, but the second you make plans, she accuses you of being distant. Maybe she locks down her phone but demands full access to yours. Or maybe she enjoys her freedom while you are expected to constantly report in. This isn't about fairness, it's about power. Double standards are her way of placing herself above you, setting rules she doesn't intend to follow, and forcing you to live under them. A woman who does this doesn't see you as an equal partner. She sees you as someone to manage. The trap many men fall into is believing they can negotiate with this imbalance. You start bending, justifying, convincing yourself that keeping the peace is worth the sacrifice. But as Epictetus reminded us, you compromise your integrity the moment you act against your judgment. In time, you realize that the peace only exists for her, while you carry the weight. A healthy relationship is built on reciprocity. What's right for her must be right for you. What's unacceptable for her must be unacceptable for you. If the rules don't apply equally, then you are not in a partnership, you are in a hierarchy. And in that hierarchy, you are not the leader, you are the servant. Don't tolerate it. The moment you accept double standards, you surrender your respect. And once your respect is gone, love, attraction, and intimacy will soon follow it out the door. 8. If she disrespects you with her words, pay attention to how she speaks to you. A woman who constantly puts you down, mocks you, or makes subtle jabs at your confidence isn't just joking. She's chipping away at your self-worth. These digs might seem small in the moment. A sarcastic remark about your appearance, a dismissive comment about your work, or a laugh at your expense in front of others. But over time, they erode the way you see yourself. This is not love. It is power disguised as humor. Some women thrive on making their partner feel small because it makes them feel bigger. And if you tolerate it, you will find yourself second-guessing everything. Your choices, your value, even your identity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." A Stoic man does not respond with insults or bitterness. He responds with clarity. If her words cut deeper than they heal, he sees the truth. She is not his partner, she is his critic. Respect is not optional, it is the oxygen of love. Without it, intimacy suffocates. If you brush off these jabs as harmless, you will slowly begin to believe them. You will expect less, accept less, and eventually settle for less. That is not love. That is self-destruction. A woman who truly values you will lift you higher, not bury you deeper. And a Stoic man knows, the moment her words become poison to his spirit, it is time to walk away. Not in anger, but in calm strength, before the damage becomes permanent. 9. If she disrespects your loved ones, pay attention to how she treats the people closest to you. If she constantly criticizes your friends, mocks your family, or refuses to spend time with them, that's not just a personal preference, it's a red flag. When she disrespects the people who shaped you, supported you, and stood by you, she is indirectly disrespecting you. Family and friends are extensions of your identity. They are your history, your foundation, and your support system. A woman who truly loves you may not always agree with them, but she will still make an effort to be courteous, because she understands their importance in your life. If she dismisses or belittles them, she is really dismissing and belittling the man who values them. Marcus Aurelius advised, "When you have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, remind yourself, I rise to do the work of a human being. Part of that work is loyalty to your principles and to the people who matter to you." A Stoic man does not allow anyone to cut him off from his roots. Often, disrespect toward your loved ones is not about dislike. It is about isolation. By pulling you away from those who ground you, she gains more control. And the fewer voices of truth you hear, the easier it is for her to shape your reality. That is not love. That is manipulation. Do not let her convince you that constant conflict between her and your loved ones is normal. It is not. Real love does not force you to abandon the people who have always cared for you. If she consistently mocks, avoids, or disrespects them, she is showing you exactly where you stand: alone, cut off, and diminished. And the Stoic man knows, to stand against his family and friends for the sake of chaos is to betray himself. 10. If she twists every argument into your fault, watch carefully when things go wrong. If every argument somehow ends with you apologizing, even when the mistake was clearly hers, you are not dealing with miscommunication. You are dealing with manipulation. This is what happens when she turns her mistakes into your burden. At first, it is subtle. She forgets something important. but somehow you are blamed for not reminding her. She lashes out in anger, but you are accused of pushing her buttons. She crosses a boundary, yet you are the one questioning whether your standards were too high. Over time, this tactic does not just frustrate you, it destroys you. It is designed to confuse, to make you doubt your memory, your judgment, even your sanity. This is called gaslighting, and it is one of the most dangerous forms of emotional control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. A Stoic man must see through the fog. The calmer he becomes, the clearer the pattern reveals itself. If she never accepts responsibility, then all the weight will fall on you." A man who lives under this manipulation slowly loses his peace, his confidence, and eventually his identity. He finds himself apologizing for things he never did, questioning truths he knows are real, and shrinking into a shadow of the man he once was. That is not love. That is psychological warfare, and no Stoic should ever surrender his mind to such poison. If she refuses to own her faults, she cannot build a healthy future with you. She will only drain your spirit and erode your worth until nothing remains. The Stoic man does not rationalize abuse. He does not cling to chains and call it loyalty. He sees the truth, accepts it, and acts with courage. If you notice this pattern, do not excuse it. Leave, because no relationship is worth the cost of your soul. You've just heard 10 clear signs that reveal when it's time to walk away. These are not quirks. They are not harmless mistakes. They are patterns of disrespect. And the Stoics remind us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. In other words, the choice is yours, to see clearly or to remain blind. Too many men stay in relationships like this because they fear starting over. They convince themselves things will change, that love will conquer disrespect. But love cannot survive without trust, and trust cannot exist without respect. The longer you stay, the more you lose. Not just time, but your peace, your dignity, and the very strength that makes you a man. A Stoic man does not beg for scraps of affection. He does not cling to illusions. He knows that walking away is not weakness, it is strength. It is choosing reason over chaos, discipline over desire, and dignity over disrespect. Remember, a woman who truly loves you will build you up, not break you down. She will add to your life, not strip it away. She will stand beside you, not against you. And if she cannot, then the most Stoic choice you can make is to walk away with calm resolve. This is Stoic Reflections. If this message struck a chord with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your experience in the comments below. Another man out there may need your story as his wake-up call, because in the end, you deserve a love that makes you stronger, never weaker.